The box shows very little visible damage to the outside. I'm just going to show you quickly. And we had ordered the sink to put in Tennessee Elmina's kitchen. However, when we received the box, this bottom piece had visible damage right in there, down there. And you can see that the little cap that's supposed to go on the tip doesn't even sit flat. And so this is the saga of my Amazon third-party seller return. And I hope you'll stick around to the end and maybe learn a few things about dealing with Amazon and their A to Z customer guarantee department. Hey y'all, I'm Susan at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, and this was not a planned video. I am going to give a product review and the bad customer service that I received from Amazon and the third-party seller. So I purchased this sink with the intention of putting it out here in Tennessee Elmina's kitchen to use as a wash sink for my pots, my pans, all the jars that will be processed out here. And I thought I was buying something quality. Well, I come to find out that this is a 16 gauge stainless steel, supposedly stainless steel, but it's very weak, and you can actually press it with your fingers and it will bend. It just was really a poor quality. So I reached out to the seller and requested a return label. And I requested a prepaid return label, but they sent me, I'm going to cover the name up because I don't want to give them away, but they sent me a regular label and expected me to pay for shipping it back. So I requested it 3 times, and every time they would tell me some sob story about it was damaged because the shipping company threw it around and everything, but it was not packed properly in the box. I'll show you how it was packed, and it is poor quality. So I had told them no, I wanted a prepaid return label and a refund, and they kept trying to send me another unit, and I refused it. So then I went to Amazon customer service, and I began speaking to the customer service representatives on the telephone. I actually went through about 9 or 10 customer service representatives and 2 of the customer service supervisors and the A to Z department, which I didn't know anything about in the beginning. So I finally responded to the A to Z department after I found out that I needed to go through them, and they just quickly denied me again and told me that the third-party seller had sent me a return label and I refused to return the product, which is a total line of BS. So after 9 times of being told, yes, you're going to get your refund, it'll be there within 48 hours, or it'll be there within 3 to 5 days, it'll be there in 7 days, don't worry, you've done everything, you don't have to return the unit, blah, 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 blah. I was fed a bunch of lies. Now, I'm a senior citizen, and I'm going to tell you that senior citizens should not be dealing with this with anyone, especially an internet company. And the other thing with the A to Z department is they don't have a telephone in there for you to talk to a person. You have to go through their little email. You have to go through the accounts page on Amazon and find where they have message history to find where they're talking to you. And then they give you a link, but you have to copy and paste the link to even get to the page. The first one they sent me, I couldn't even find the form that they wanted me to fill out. The second one they sent me, I was able to briefly put in what was going on, and that was it. I dealt with them 3 times, was denied 3 times by the A to Z department. The third time, I couldn't even send them a screenshot of the seller and I corresponding, because that was when they told me that I hadn't even corresponded with the third party seller, which is another lie. So I did speak to the 9th or 10th customer service representative, and I asked them to please put me on with a supervisor so we could resolve this today. And I'm thankful to say that it is resolved, although it's not resolved in a way that I wanted it to be, but I did get my money back on a gift card with Amazon. Now, this unit cost me right at $200 with taxes and everything. So, it was a big deal for somebody that is on a fixed income. And it really did cost me about a third of my monthly income to order this sink. So, with that said, I let them know in no uncertain terms that this was just not acceptable from such a large company, that I had been with Amazon for 20 plus years as a customer, and I had never ever dealt with any problems returning any item, whether it was a third party seller or not. And this was the first time that I had been put through the ringer, literally. So here's my sheet. Y'all can see I've written all over it. This was actually the second page of the return mail label. So with this, they told me over and over again that I would not have to return the unit because the seller wasn't supplying a prepaid label, and that I would receive my refund to my bank account card, and that never happened. Um, they also gave me at the very beginning a compensation of $20 on a gift card for my trouble. But all through this, over and over again, I was lied to by the customer service people, by the third party seller, and by the first customer service supervisor. Not a good experience. So, this last customer service supervisor said, I'm going to give you a one time deal. If I can't put your money back on your card, then I will put it in a gift card for you. And I agreed. I was like, if we can get this settled. And she asked me to send pictures of the damaged item. And so I sent her the pictures along with a screenshot of the conversation I was having with the third party seller, where they were blaming the shipping company. As you can tell from the picture that I started with, there really is no major damage to the outside of the box. So my thought is this unit was actually packaged damaged. It was shipped already damaged, and the third party seller had no intention of refunding any money on it. I did not want to sink again because I saw the poor quality of it. It is, like I said, a very, very weak uh, stainless steel, if it is actually stainless steel, which is still yet to be decided, because at this point we are keeping the unit. We got our refund into our gift card, and we'll be able to go and purchase other things. It messed up Father's Day for me. I had planned on taking that money and buying something special for my husband, which I wasn't able to do. And it caused me a lot of grief and anxiety. And I try not to get upset about things, but I really got upset because I come from a background of working with the public, working in retail, working in businesses and management, and never ever having done a customer like this. So we're going to get it packed back up. But I just wanted to share that with you and show you the damage on this. because it really was something else. All I can say is persistence paid off. I went through their hoops and I told them, I said, nobody should have to jump hoops when they're returning an item that is defective or damaged. Whether it's a third party seller or not, there should be absolutely no problem with that return and a refund being granted immediately. Um, and for me to have to wait almost a month to get our money back was just really something I couldn't uh, hold in and not say anything online. So this is a purchased item. We purchased it. I am reviewing it because I don't want it to happen to you. I am withholding the name of the company. I will let you know that it is a bunch of letters in the name. And they had no intention of refunding the money, even though even on their label it says uh, that if we sent them a tracking number within 7 days, they would return our refund to us ASAP, which they told me in the email itself that they would not do that, that they only replaced the item. So let's turn the camera around and I'm going to show you how hard it is to get it back into this box. And this is my second time doing that. So this is really basically all the packing material that they put into this box. And the damage in the corner was my husband trying to get it out of the box. And it was tied in with those straps. So we're going to flip this around. We're going to try to get everything back in the box and hopefully get it out of here. So this is the bottom and the middle rack. And I couldn't even pull it apart. Well, there it goes. It finally came apart. We couldn't even get it apart at first. And opposite corners of the frame on the bottom was so bent that we couldn't even add the extensions to it that came in the package. So this is the first piece going in. And because those two corners are bent, this one will not fit into their slots like they should. So I don't know if y'all can see, but I only have about 4 inches to get this sink in there. Now, here is the faucet that came with it. And all the faucet stuff that came with. And I'm just going to set that back into the box. We may be able to salvage some of this and use it on another sink. I don't know. We'll find out. So it's going to go in here. And then the legs, the bag came open. So when I picked it up, they went everywhere all over the floor. And again, it looked like it might have been resold. I don't know. But it also goes on the shelf. We also have some other sink parts. Some packaging corners. A pair of gloves. And a direction sheet that was inside the sink. And it's a good 3 to 4 inches above this. So how would I ship it back is the question. I'm going to go ahead and put this back into the sink. And then I have the rest of the packing materials here. which was 2 pieces of cardboard and a piece of styrofoam that covered like that. And then this was all the packing material that they put in the box, literally. There was nothing wrapping the shelf unit or anything. And then these 4 little corner pieces that I guess was supposed to keep it from going everywhere. So like I said, this is my second time packing this back up. And as you can see, the box won't close. The only thing I will say was that the sinks are a decent size. You know, it's a small unit for a small space. And this is actually the drain, and it was very pretty. But other than that, poor quality. And that was the corner that I had planned on putting this sink into. So it would have fit that wall pretty good. And of course, the drain board would have been at the opposite end and the sink's out, but that would have been where that sink went. So our solution is we also purchased a stovetop. This is a propane stovetop. It's dirty, y'all. It's been sitting in storage and it needs a good cleaning. So this is going to have to be built into a butcher block table that will be handmade. And we do have several sink basins that we can use on the same surface and make it one long surface. And that was the original plan out here, to be able to have the stove on one end and the sink on the other end of a long table. So let me know in comments, would you have ordered this sink knowing what I just told you? And I didn't tell you, but it was around $200. I might have. Around $200 for the shipping and everything. And the shipping was supposed to be on their end, so their refund should have been with a prepaid label to return it. Just a very big, huge disappointment for me. And it's not stopping us though. It made a little more work for me on this end. It's taking up space. I've got to find a place to put this thing. And it is what it is. So persistence paid off. I did tell the customer service representative that this third-party seller should be immediately removed from Amazon and not allowed to sell any products on Amazon ever again, because of their poor quality and poor customer service. The second thing I told them was their A to Z customer guarantee department needs to have a phone inside that office so that they can speak directly with the customer and not go through this email and links that you have to copy and paste to get any results. Third thing is really they need to address the customer service representatives that failed to tell me about the A to Z guarantee program that I would have to go through to get a refund. And fourth, that they need to understand that there are elderly people that use Amazon for products all the time and they're on a limited income. And this, to me, almost a month in, I would consider elder abuse by a company. I should not have had to wait almost 30 days to get a refund and then to have it put on a gift card instead of going back into my account. So they're keeping their money by putting it on a gift card. And I told them that, I had reached the point where I am ready to drop Amazon altogether and find another source for whatever our needs are. I know there are other companies out there, and I hope that they have better customer service than Amazon at this point. I even offered to take this to our local Amazon distributing station, which is in North Jackson, Tennessee, and let them deal with it on that end so I could get my refund, since they couldn't send me a prepaid shipping label. So I went through every avenue that I knew, and the lady actually, she says, I want to thank you, first of all, for giving me some responses that I can take to our team that deals with issues within Amazon so that we can get all of this rectified, and maybe it will never happen to someone else. And I told her at that point I had been in management, I had been in retail and private business management, and I would never have treated a customer like this. So, friends, let me know in comments what you think. We're getting ready to install this propane stovetop and our sink in here. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be hooked up to propane and water yet, but at least it will be put together. And when we can get all of that done, then I can start canning in this kitchen. And right now, it's very hot in here. I'm fixing to get out of here. It is afternoon. I'm going to show you what the temperature is inside. Now, this little magnetic thermostat only goes up to 84 degrees, and then it will turn black. So we purchased this plastic one from Walmart, and it's pretty accurate. It's at 84 degrees in here right now. So I've placed the little thermostat next to our perpetual calendar, and I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, my friends, for watching. Be blessed and a blessing.